Okay, folks, in this video, I'm going to show you why this year's Super Bowl is the most important Super Bowl ever. And interestingly enough, Tom Brady retires after 22 years. And remember, this year is 2022. So he retires after 22 years and he won 7 Super Bowls. 722. And why are those numbers important, 722? Because if you turn that into a date, 722, those numbers, 722, it's the 203rd day of the year, which would leave 162 days in the year. And this is what's important. What number day of the year, what is the 162nd day of the year? See, June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Okay, so that's the backwards date of July 22nd. Okay, and I told you June 11th is the day that Seattle gets struck. Okay, if you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm predicting. And how old is Tom Brady? 44 years old. So he quits, listen to this. So he quits after 22 years. 44 plus 22 is 66. And I told you that the word twin equals 66. Okay, now, I'll tell you about the 44 in a moment. So he was born in 1977. And actually one day before August 4th, and I told you August 4th is Obama's birthday, the day Donald Trump gets his head wound on August 4th. Okay? So he was born one day before August 4th. Anyway, what's important about the year 1977? That's the same year that Elvis died. So Tom Brady was born 13 days before Elvis died in that year. And and like I said, Tom Brady's 44 years old now, right? So that means from Elvis's death day in 1977, it's been 44 years. Okay, so we're in between 44 and 45 years right now that Elvis has been dead. And I told you guys that the word kill equals 44. Okay, because I told you it's all about death and destruction with this Elvis and Trump. Because that's what my predictions are all about. I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday, August 4th, most likely in Ohio. He survives that head wound. And then my other prediction is Elvis, somehow his name or his image or the number of his name manifests after a spectacular event in Seattle on June 11th. Okay, those are my two predictions. I told you Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. So remember, kill equals 44. Tom Brady retires at 44. 44 years since Elvis died. And Tom Brady was known as the GOAT. So the GOAT retires and the real GOAT is going to appear. And you know the real GOAT is Elvis. And Elvis was born in the month of January. And January 8th, Elvis's birthday, is under the Capricorn sign, which is the symbol is a sea goat. Okay? Because Elvis is the beast that's going to rise out of the sea in Seattle. Do you understand? Okay? And it's a sea goat, the Capricorn. And this year's Super Bowl, like I said, is the most important Super Bowl ever because it lands on February 13th. And what's important about 2/13? Because February is the second month. What's important about this? Because February 13th is the 44th day of the year. Okay? So the Super Bowl lands on the kill number. Because this year is the year that I'm telling you that everything's going to manifest. Okay? Because it's been 44 years since Elvis died. And what I'm showing you here is the dates of every Super Bowl. And I'm going to show you that it never has landed on February 13th. And you're going to see why in a moment. Okay, look. There's not one Super Bowl that lands on February 13th throughout the years. Okay, I have one more row to show you. Okay, so look. February 13th. There it is, right there. This year's Super Bowl is the first time it lands on February 13th. And how did this happen? How did this year's Super Bowl end up landing on the 44th day of the year for the first time ever in Super Bowl history? Because this year, this season, I should say, of the football season, which started, in late 2021, this is the first time they've had 17 games within a season. So they changed it just for this, it just started on this year. Do you get it? And do you know why it's so important? Not just because it makes it land on the 44th day now, but because of the 17 also. Why is the 17 important? Because look, if you enter the word kill into the gematria calculator, not only do you get the 44, but you also get the 17. And I'm going to tell you why the 17 is important even more. Ohio is the 17th state where I told you Trump is going to get his head wound on August 4th. August 4th is the 216th day of the year, which is Obama's birthday. And Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio, which is the 17th state. Okay? The 17 connects here. And also, that Trump, he was connected to the Q movement, right? And Q is the 17th letter. Okay? Because Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, Obama's birthday, the 216th day of the year. And do you think it's just a coincidence that Donald Trump is the 44th person to become president and he's the 45th actual president? So he's the 44 and 45. And Obama, who's born on the 216th day of the year, August 4th, the day Trump's going to get his head wound, he was the 44th president. Okay? And Trump, he won the election in 2016 over Obama. He won the 2016 election, and Obama passed it over to Trump. You understand how impossible all these coincidences are? And 2016 is the 216 if you take out the 0. Okay? And he's the 44th or 45th. And right now, from Elvis's death, it's been 44. It's in between 44 and 45 years. And if you still think these are coincidences, let me prove to you some more. So if you look, Elvis died in Tennessee, which is the 16th state, okay? And if you took the word six, like if the way it's written right here, 1, 6, and then the T and the H, look what you do. The T is the 20th letter, H is the 8th letter, makes 28. And then if you add the number 16, you get 44. Okay? Do you get it? So the TH and then the 16 makes 44. And if you do Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio, which is the 17th state. You take the TH, which equals 20, and then 8, and then the 17 number, it's the 45. Just like I just told you, between 44 and 45. And I told you that Elvis died in Tennessee, and Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. And interestingly enough, if you add those two together, the 16 and the 17, it equals 33. And I told you guys that the O is a crown, and if you don't add the O's, and you just add up the middle of Ohio, it equals 17 plus 2 crowns. You see that? And Ohio's a 17th state. And Obama was born in Hawaii, H-I, you see? And Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th. You see how everything connects? These are impossible coincidences. And the reason I mention Hawaii, because that's how you abbreviate Hawaii, H-I. Anyway, let's get back to the Super Bowl 56. So it's on 2/13, February 13th is 2/13, which is the 44th day of the year, right? 2/13. And interestingly enough, look at this. B is the second letter, because this is for the Bengals, right? B is the second letter, and L is the 12th letter, and A is the first letter. So this is 13, 12 and 1. So here's the 2/13. Do you see that? And that's the date that it's going to happen. 2/13. That's the day of the Super Bowl. And I told you that Elvis died on August 16th, right? And look what August 16th equals. 213. 213. You see that? When Elvis died. And you know that we're on the Gregorian calendar, right? So if you put August 16th into our calendar, on the old calendar, which we used to be on, the Julian calendar, it would be August 3rd. You see that? And August 3rd is the day that Tom Brady was born. And that's why he's the GOAT. Do you understand? Because Elvis is the GOAT. This is when Elvis died, August 16th. Do you get it? It's been between 44 and 45 years that Elvis had died. He was born the same year that Elvis died, Tom Brady, who's the GOAT. You get it? And even his name, look, the initials, T is the 20th letter, B is the second letter. It's 22 or 22. And that's why he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because T is the 20th letter, B is the second letter, B is the second letter. 2022, 2022, get it? And he retired after 22 seasons at the age of 44. So let's go back to the 2/13 again, because I want to connect more to the 2/13. So look at this. I put 33-minute blackout bowl into the Google search, and look what you get. Because look, we're going on the theme of the 2/13, because I told you the zeros don't have to be counted. So it's either 2013 or 2/13. And in the year 2013, Super Bowl 47 was played at the Superdome in New Orleans. And look, they had a 33-minute blackout. The power went out right after halftime, like it was start of the third quarter. 33 minutes. So before I show you the coincidence of that 2013 game, like I said, it could be said as 2/13 or 2013 Super Bowl game that was between the Ravens and the 49ers. Let me show you some connections to this 2013. So if you know my videos, you know that Elvis had an identical twin that supposedly died at birth. And that's why he needed Trump to complete this monstrous charade. So Elvis was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, and the initials are TM, which is 2/13. You see it, 2013 or 2/13. And if you add it up, 20 plus 13, it equals 33. You see, everything connects to the same numbers. And there was a power outage at the 2013 Super Bowl. For 33 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? And this was Elvis where he was born. And then Elvis moved to Memphis, Tennessee, where he died. So he died in the initials MT. Same thing again. He went from TM to the MT, Memphis, Tennessee. And if you take just the two states, Mississippi and Tennessee, this is where he was born, this is where he died. It's the same thing, MT again. And I told you that Elvis is an anagram for the word lives or Levi's. And lives, they're saying Elvis lives because his tomb is empty. Get it? His tomb is empty. Anyway, back to the 2013 Super Bowl. That was the Ravens beat the 49ers. Okay, let's see where the Baltimore Ravens play their home games. So look at this. The Baltimore Ravens, who won the Super Bowl 2013, look where they play their home. Look at this. Look at the name of their stadium. M&T. You see? MT. What's the chances of that? And it's the 2013 Super Bowl. 20 and 13 is the M and the T. T is the 20th letter. M is the 13th letter. Do you understand? And the San Francisco 49ers, who was in that same Super Bowl, and they've won many Super Bowls, but they lost this one. Where do they play? Levi's Stadium. You see that? Levi's is Elvis. You understand? These are impossible coincidences you're seeing. And you know, the 49ers, their greatest quarterback they ever had was a guy named Joe Montana. And look when Joe Montana was born. June 11th, the day I'm telling you Seattle's going to get struck, and somehow Elvis manifests his name or his image or the number of his name. And look, he turns 66 years old this year on June 11th when Seattle's going to get struck. 66 is the twin number. I told you Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. And notice, you know, he's got the Joe in his name, and I'll tell you why that's important in a moment. But look, his last name is Montana, and Montana is a state. Look how they abbreviate Montana. MT. I mean, can you believe this, man? Do you understand what I'm telling you? And in that 2013 Super Bowl, the one that the Ravens won, it was a guy named Joe Flacco was the quarterback for the Ravens, and he won the MVP. Joe, again with the Joe, Flacco. And look when he's born, 116, which is the 611 backwards. 116. You see that? It's the 611 backwards. And his name is Joe, just like that Joe Montana. And you know Joe Montana, the guy who was born on June 11th, he's known as the comeback kid. Because I told you Elvis is the comeback. He's the comeback kid. He even had a comeback concert back in 1968 when he was 33 years old. Anyway, notice he's wearing the number 16. Elvis died on the 16th day of of August, and also he died in Tennessee, which was the 16th state. And also Elvis was born in the first month. Trump was born in the 6th month, which is the Gemini twin month. Okay? Because I told you Elvis needed Trump to complete this charade because Elvis's identical twin died at birth. And look at this headline. It has something to do with the 49ers. This guy right here. And look, it says Elvis lives. And by the way, the word Elvis equals 67. And look, they're showing the number 67 right here. These are not coincidences. Anyway, who is this guy right here? So this is the guy that, for that cover of the Sports Illustrated that said Elvis lives. And before I show you his name, look, he's got the number 18. And I told you Elvis was born on 1818. You see that? He's wearing the number 18, this guy. He plays for the 49ers. Who is this guy? What's his name? This is the guy's name. Elvis Grbac. Again with the back, and his name was Elvis. Can you believe it? You know, is this crazy? And he played for the 49ers. And I told you the 49ers plays at Levi's Stadium. You know, he played for other teams too, but he played for the 49ers also. Elvis Grbac. And where was he born? And look where he's born. Cleveland, Ohio. And why is that important? Besides Ohio being the 17th state where Trump's going to get his head wound, let's see what's important about Cleveland. Look at that. Cleveland is the 216 area code. And I just told you Trump's going to get his head wound on the 216th day of the year, which is August 4th, Obama's birthday. You see? Everything connects to Elvis and Trump. Look at that, Cleveland. And remember I was telling you why Trump was the 44th and the 45th? He's a 44th person, but he's a 45th president. And the reason that happened is because of President Grover Cleveland. Because Cleveland didn't win 2 consecutive times. He won once 4 years, and then he didn't win the next one, and then he ran again and won. And that's why they only counted Grover Cleveland only one time. And look, notice his name is Cleveland. Okay? Just ask yourself, what is the chance of that? Because I just told you Cleveland is connected to the 216. And Obama's born on the 216 day. And Trump won in the year 2016, which is 216 again. And it's all about the 44 and 45 because that's how many years it's been since Elvis died. This is crazy. And who was Elvis's favorite football team? It was the Cleveland Browns. Can you believe this, man? He loved the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Cleveland was his favorite of all of them. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Can you imagine again with the Cleveland? And like I said, Elvis's favorite sport was football. Okay? And he even started like a football team, but it was not a real professional team. And it had his initials on the team, E.T. E.P. Not E.T. And just to show you how everything's crazy, I told you that E.T. was released on June 11th. You see, 6/11, the day I'm telling you Seattle gets struck in Elvis Manifest, you see? Just like my name, even though it's not spelled like this, because I spell it J-E-W. But look, Jurassic Park was released on June 11th too. The first Jurassic Park. Can you believe this? And my name, you know what it is. It doesn't say Jurassic Park. I'm just trying to show you folks that this was my destiny, okay? And this year's Super Bowl is in Los Angeles and the Rams are playing in it, right? The Los Angeles Rams. Do you know what the Los Angeles Rams' original name was? Cleveland Rams. Man, I tell you, it's beyond impossible, all this. Look at this. This year's Super Bowl is the most important one, and you got the Cleveland connection too. And what's interesting is that they became the Los Angeles Rams in 1946. That's the same year that Trump was born. And interestingly enough, this year's Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals are in it, right? Against the Rams. And Cincinnati Bengals has the same initials as the Cleveland Browns, CB. That's interesting. And if you ask Google what is the color of the Cincinnati Bengals helmet, they'll tell you orange. And they call Trump Orange Man. And Cincinnati is in Ohio. And if you ask what is the Cleveland Browns color helmet, they'll tell you orange. You see that? They're both orange. And I told you that Elvis's favorite team was the Cleveland Browns or the Cleveland team. And they're both in Ohio, Cleveland and Cincinnati. And that's where Trump's going to get his head wound, in Ohio. And this year is the year of the tiger. And the Bengal is a tiger. That's that Cincinnati Bengals. They're in the Super Bowl. And not only is it the year of the tiger, but it's the year of the water tiger. And what makes that so special, the water tiger? Because the water tiger year only comes once every 60 years. And the last time that a water tiger year was in 1962. And that was the year that the Seattle Space Needle opened in 1962. And I told you, Elvis was the first famous person that had anything to do with the Space Needle in Seattle. He made a movie called It Happened at the World's Fair, and notice that Elvis's name is knocking down the Space Needle. And what does it say right here? Elvis swinging higher than the Space Needle, you see? And remember, I told you that Elvis was the first famous person to take an injection on live television. He did it on October 28, 1956, you see? And why is this important, October 28th? Because October 28th is Bill Gates' birthday. And Elvis took it on October 28th, 1956, when Bill Gates turned 1 year old. And Bill Gates was born in Seattle, Washington, where the Seattle Space Needle is. And how old is he this year? He's 66 years old, all the way up until October 28th. He's going to be 66, again with the twin number, because 66 equals the word twin. Anyway, let's get back to this Super Bowl 56. So the Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl. And when was the last time the Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl? Guess how long ago that the Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl? It was 33 years ago. You see? Again with the 33. And what year was that? So look who the Cincinnati Bengals played in 1989 Super Bowl, the last time they were in it. They played the 49ers. Okay? And if you've been watching, paying attention, then you'll know why the 49ers is important. But look at the score. This is the only time in NFL history, in the Super Bowl, that the score was 20-16. 2-1-6. The year that, Obama turned it over to Trump, because Trump won the presidency in 2016. He didn't become president until 2017, but he won in 2016. And that's the 216. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. Do you get it? And look at the halftime show. Bebop Bamboozled. It's BBB 222. And it's the year 2022 now. Do you understand? And who was the star of the Bebop Bamboozled show? The halftime show that year. So the star of that Super Bowl halftime show of the Bebop Bamboozled in 3D was Elvis Presto. Some stupid solid gold dancer, magician crap. I don't know what it was. But the point I'm trying to make is Elvis was the halftime show. The last time the Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl 33 years ago. And I told you Bebop Bamboozled is 222 in 3D. So if you count the 3 times 222, 3 times 222 is 666. Do you understand? And let's see how old this Alex Cole is, the guy who played Elvis Presto. By the way, he's got the initials AC, which is Antichrist. But let's see how old he was that day he played Elvis Presto. So in this article, they were saying it was the weirdest Super Bowl they ever saw. And look, he was 33 years old that day that this dude, Alex Cole, played Elvis Presto. If you want to watch it, go and watch it on YouTube. Just put Elvis Presto Super Bowl halftime show. And notice they call it explosive magician Elvis impersonator. See, because there was some explosions. You got to go watch it. It's stupid, but they have some, some predictive programming in that show. And that Super Bowl was number 23, like I said, and it was won by the 49ers. And I told you the 49ers play at Levi's Stadium, the Elvis Stadium. Do you understand? And remember, I told you the score was 20-16. The only time ever in NFL history, NFL Super Bowl history, that it was like this, 2016. And it's the 216 for the August 4th date. Or if they said the score backwards, 16-20, it would be 162. and 162nd day of the year is June 11th. So both my prediction dates are in that score. 8/4 is 216th day of the year, and June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. So I can make this video an hour long with all the information I have that connects to everything. So the reason I have December 14th, 1799 up here is because this is the day that George Washington died. And why is Washington connected? Because Seattle is in Washington, okay? And that is why. So Washington died, George Washington, on this day. And if you go up to February 13th, look how many years. It's 222 years, 2 months. Look at that. Perfect twos all the way across. And remember, it's the year 2022. And George Washington was, his birthday celebrated on 2/22. Okay? And look, 2 times 22 equals 44. 44 is the kill number. And look at this. Look how many months. 2,666 months. Look at that. And even this has significance, the amount of days. Elvis was born on 1/8. And Trump was born on 6/14. You see, it's got both their dates backwards, 6/14 and 1/8. You see how significant all of this is? Like I said, I could show you all the connections with Elvis and the dates, but I'm not going to do that because it's just going to make the video drawn out. And here's some more confirmation. The Cincinnati Bengals owner, his name is Mike Brown. Again with the Brown, but let's see when Mike Brown was born. Look at this. He's born on August 10th, which is 8/1. You see, if you take out the 0, it's 8/1. And look, it's 1935. Elvis was born in 1935 on 1/8. You see that? And August 10th, look at that. August 10th is the 222nd day of the year. You see that? 222 again. And look at this. August 1st, because you know Elvis was born on 1/8. August 1st is 8/1, right? And Elvis was born on 1/8. Look, it's the 213th day of the year. You see? It's that 213. And the Super Bowl is on 213 this year. And this year, February 13th, the day of the Super Bowl, is the 44th day of the year. The first time ever the Super Bowl lands on the 44th day. And 44 equals kill. And it's been 44 years since Elvis died. And remember earlier in the video, I was telling you about the name Joe. Joe Montana, Joe Flacco, the one who won the MVP. Anyway, the Bengals quarterback, his name is Joe Burrow. And look at this. Elvis used to use fictitious names when he would want to be anonymous. He would use either John Carpenter or John Burroughs. I mean, can you believe this? It's got the Burroughs. Anyway, folks, these are my 2 predictions. Don't forget it, all right? End of video.